Hello, I have another holiday episode for you because we've been away on another holiday, and this time it was to Devon, which, like the last place, like Tewkesbury, is also in the southwest of England, but it's a little further south and a little further west. This time we didn't go to a Wetherspoons hotel and stay there. We instead went to like a holiday park. So a holiday park usually has lots of accommodation for your holiday, and often a mixture of like small flats that we call chalets and caravans, and sometimes you can have tents there, or they have like camping pods or like log style houses. This particular one we went to was mostly caravans. I think, in fact, it might have been just entirely caravans, and wow, there was a lot of them. There was just tons. I mean, there's this one place in the caravan park that we went to, the holiday park we went to, where you could get up quite high and you could look out, and there must have been, I don't know, I'm guessing like 1,000. It looked like there was 1,000 caravans, which is a ridiculously high amount. I don't know if there are really that many. Maybe it was just like half as much, but I think it was the most I've ever seen anywhere. There really were that many of them, so it was a huge holiday park. And this style of holiday, in a giant sort of like holiday park, is rather common in the UK, I would say. And so you get like a few major companies that have these sites all over the UK that you can go to, and they're typically sort of like orientated around like family holidays. So you'll find various amenities on the site. They usually have like their own shop, or sometimes, more than one shop. And then you've got like a sort of, like a club house sort of thing. I've forgotten the name for these kind of venues, but a place where they have like entertainment. And during the day, it might have some kind of entertainment on for the children. And then during the evening, when all the children have gone to bed, maybe it switches to sort of like a show for adults. They often have like a sort of like game center, amusement arcade type place. The one we went to had its own like small bowling lane, and it also had a swimming pool. They often have swimming pools as well. Usually like not just a swimming pool, for swimming in, but like a weird swimming pool, like ones with flumes, which are like a water slide to go down, and I don't know, something that looks like a giant mushroom with water coming out of it. All things that kids can sort of play in. Like I said, it's family orientated. And what else did the site have? It had some kind of pizza restaurant. It had like a fish and chips place. There was even a Wetherspoons pub on this particular one, which is rare. You don't normally get that. And annoyingly, it was more expensive than any other Wetherspoons I've been in, I think. Perhaps even more expensive than the ones in London. I'm not sure. But they bumped the price up, which I felt was very unfair, because it's a family holiday. And to be honest, family holidays are a bit stressful when you've got small children anyway. So you've travelled all this way, you've reached your destination, maybe you're a bit hungry, you think, might go to Wetherspoons pub, and or like any of the sort of on-site restaurants that they have. You're probably thinking about going there because you don't have to travel with your child, but of course the prices are ridiculously high. Anyway, I'll shut up moaning for a bit so I can tell you a bit more about what was on the site. There was some nice area to walk through. I think there was, I don't know, maybe like crazy golf. That's quite common as well. Sometimes you get like go-karts, that the kids can ride on. Not like serious like fast ones. Usually like slower electric powered ones. I don't know, sports things. Basketball, tennis. There was some kind of like aerial course to go on. Like, I'm forgetting the words for these kind of things now, but it's sort of like high up in the trees. You climb up in the trees, and then you've got all these like little courses to go on, and you clip yourself onto the steel lines. I don't know. These things probably have proper words, but they're failing me at the moment. With like a carabiner clip. so that you can't fall off and you complete the course and go around there. And that seemed to be popular, but we didn't really do any of that. Anyway, the first thing we did when we arrived was, of course, go to the reception and get the keys and then go straight to the caravan. And it was I who had requested that we go on a sort of caravan holiday experience because my wife has never done this before. From what I understand, it's not popular in Japan. Maybe there is a place somewhere in Japan that has caravans on like a holiday site, but I've not heard of them and I haven't seen one myself, so maybe not. So like I say, I wanted her to have this experience. So this was her first, I think it was her first experience of going inside a caravan, which was pretty interesting for her. She liked looking around all the different rooms, and my daughter really enjoyed it as well. She liked crawling around all the different rooms. For the first day or two, she was just happy, just exploring. Not my daughter, that is, not my wife. She was just happy, exploring, just she enjoys when she's in a new environment. Everything's new, everything's exciting. So lots of things to keep her entertained, I suppose. After the first day or two, it's just sort of back to normal, and she's got used to everything. I suppose I should have explained a bit more about the caravan, because I don't know if everyone knows what one is. I mean, I had to explain to my wife what it was like. She was sort of familiar with a small caravan that you might tow with a car, but these are huge ones, huge static caravans. They don't really. I mean, they do have wheels on, but you can't pull them with a car. You'd probably the wheels are just for moving them around the site a bit. So I don't know if they want to change the layout of the site and then just move them a tiny bit. If you want to move these things, you have to lift them up with a crane and stick them on the back of a huge truck or something, and then you can take them, I don't know, down the motorway or wherever they need to go. So some of these caravans are huge. I think the biggest one I've been in was, it had 4 bedrooms, and it was probably, I think it was 2 double beds in either of the 2 bedrooms, and then 2 single beds in the other 2 bedrooms. Oh, actually, in the bedrooms with the single beds, they had 2 beds each. Yes, that's right. So it would sleep 8 people in there. In fact, the lounge as well, that it had a sofa in that became a bed as well. So you get an extra 2 people in. There was another double bed. So you could have a total of 10 people sleeping in that particular caravan. I think that would be a bit cramped. But I suppose it was an option. It was fine with 6 of us, and I'm sure it'd be fine with 8 as well. Anyway, at the front of the caravan, there was a nice, large sort of patio area with tables and chairs, and we had a view of the ocean from there. So it was nice, especially in the morning, after you've woken up, making a cup of tea, going outside onto the patio area and just being able to look at the ocean. That was very nice. The ocean was really close. I'd say if we were to walk from the caravan, you had to walk down these cliffs that were quite high. So it's quite a steep walk down to the beach. I would say it was about, I don't know, maybe a 10-minute walk. So not too far. And the coast we were staying on or nearby is called the Jurassic Coast, and it's called the Jurassic Coast because of these huge cliffs that expose rock that came from the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous periods, which are just periods in time that happened an awful long time ago. We're talking in when dinosaurs existed that long ago, and these huge red cliffs that span some distance of about 90 miles or so. You can walk along them, and the further you walk in one direction, you go further back in time. The rock that's being exposed is from further back in time, or the other way, it becomes more modern again. And apparently, it covers a time span of around 185 million years of history, which, is quite a long time, isn't it? So I sort of enjoy walking along that coastline and just looking at these huge cliffs and just thinking I'm looking at something that's ridiculously old. like I can't even begin to wrap my head around how old it is. Anyway, the sort of like history aside, the beach was a very nice beach. The weather was very windy and rather cloudy most of the time. We did have some like spells of sunshine, so it was quite nice. But I mean, I don't think I ever got down to sort of like t-shirt weather, you know. So it was summer. It was right in the middle of an English summer, but I was always wearing like a t-shirt and a jumper, and maybe at sometimes like a very, very lightweight sort of jacket type thing. So yes, completely different from the summer back in Japan that I have managed to escape. I mean, it's been like plus 30. I think it even got up to 40 recently. 40 degrees Celsius, which is just, wow. I mean, when I was on the beach and it was windy and, you know, a little bit cold, I was thinking, yes, I would like some warmer weather, but maybe not that warm. Maybe that's a bit too warm. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there for this episode. There's more I could say about it. We went on some nice walks around this area, along the coastline and also like above, on the top of the cliffs as well. We walked along there. There's more I could say about this holiday, but I am conscious of the fact that I've been talking a lot about holidays recently, so I should probably, you know, move on to some different topics at some point in the future, near future. So yeah, I'll leave it here for now, and yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye.